Hey everybody, welcome back to Ventthis. I'm Chris, along with my handsome partner Paul Roseberry. We're trying to become the dynamic duo without the capes, and so we keep coming back and doing our vents. Today's episode is titled Dads Over 50 That Vent, and we've got two professional venters on our show, the hosts from the Mack G Show. Please welcome John and Rick. Woohoo!
Thank you. Hi. Thanks, guys.
It's really nice having you both here. I wanted to ask you before we started, how did the whole Mack and G thing start?
So Ricky lost a bet.
Can I tell you my side, John?
Yeah, do your side.
Don't worry about it. We'll just be the two of us. We'll, we won't film anything. We'll just, be two buddies, and we'll just put a podcast out. I was like, all right, we're not being filmed, right? No, because I'm a very private person. I don't want
He really is. Like, and this is tough for him.
Then all of a sudden we're at a table. We've got cameras. He's got everything going. So, you go from there. But I'm,
So I've known Ricky for a long time, and I met when I moved back to the town that I grew up in. But I know if I met Ricky when I was in first grade, we would have been friends in first grade, right? It's just we happen to meet later in life, and we just make each other laugh, get pissed at the same things, And so we're like, you know what? Why don't we? And it's funny. I bought a lot of this equipment like 5 years ago because I was convinced I was going to do something, and then it like sat in the closet. And then finally last summer, I'm like, Ricky, why don't we do something? And he didn't say no. And so that's how it was started. So it's been fun.
I still never said yes.
But he didn't say
sounds
no.
a lot like a lot of girls made videos in a bus a while back that started it's a very similar. At first there was gonna be no cameras. I didn't say no.
Yeah. Well, Paul, it's funny. Some of our earlier ideas were a lot like that. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what you're right though. That's what he did to me. I won't even hit play.
Yeah, but no, very happy to be on, and you guys popped up on our radar, so enjoy listening to your show, and the rant thing is definitely something that just happens when Ricky and I are talking about whatever. So a lot of good alignment here. So looking forward to the show.
It's funny how anything and almost everything can turn into a vent. I always say to my husband, are we going to run out of vents one of these days? He's like, well, are you kidding me? If the fork is in the wrong place, he vents about that. If I don't get the mail, he vents about. So there's the subject matter just keeps on coming.
Now, do you find you and your husband on the same side of the vent? Or are you guys sometimes
50%? Right?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Right? How about you, Paul?
I say we're 85-15. I think we're pretty well aligned. Yeah, maybe even 90-10. It's not 100 like there's something wrong with us, like we're weirdos, but I think most of the time. Yeah. What about you guys?
That's good. I'm probably a 50-50.
Really?
We vent about the kids. We're all on the same page there. My wife and I have a few things at home.
Wait a second. Not always on the same page.
A lot.
Wait, you got something in particular, John?
I just know the vibe we talk about is that we're too soft on our kids, and our wives are the ones that are soft on the kids, and we want to be a little bit more old school.
That's true.
But that happens a lot.
But we vent to each other about them a lot. But yeah, no, that's true.
I'll say to that point, my 85 to 90% agreement is parenthetical to parenting. Parenting, I agree. I want to let her learn a little harder, a little faster. Like a little.
Yeah, but you're early on, right? But
you got to pick your battles.
Yeah. Plant those seeds now, though. Plant those seeds now.
Just a little thing like so in the very beginning, she was, I don't know, maybe a month. She was pretty early. I mean, she's only 5 months now. But like when I would lay her on my chest, and you got to get ready for tummy time, that's coming up. So she would kind of lay on my chest, and she'd sort of kind of like try to climb a little, and she'd start screaming, she couldn't stand it, but she'd also be engaging. And my wife would be like, put her down, listen to how bad she's screaming. I'm like, but she's into it though. You know what I mean? Like she's, her legs are pushing. She's climbing. Let her get into this. I want to see where it goes. And she's like, no way. No, I'm like, you never know. I don't know. Maybe she'll be a rock climber. I don't want to turn off any opportunity, but yeah, so it's a little more, and she doesn't like, she's like afraid the words, she's going to like remember the words I say now. I'm like, I can keep sailor talk. I'm saying till 1.
Yeah. You have a few months. You're okay.
Yeah, for a minute. I think.
Yeah.
Although, if you somehow get her to say like an F-bomb when she's like 6 months old, that will go viral on the internet.
And
So
there we go. There's college.
I'm just saying.
So yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I think my niece, her first 2 words were "fucky dog."
Oh no!
because
who taught
my
her that?
cousin used to say, "You the effing dog, the effing dog." So
okay.
like
I
it was like, I don't know if it was her first, but it was funny because she used to say it all. Like she picked up on it right away.
Well, and
so you got to be careful.
That's actually a phrase, which is great. She's getting the phrases. Fucking dog. Like that's a whole thought. Like I'm pissed off about the fucking dog. Like you get the whole. It's a full. That's pretty cool.
I actually said that about a half hour ago because we have 2 golden retrievers and they were a little bit out of control.
You might hear them too. You might
Hopefully my daughter's keeping them quiet. I don't know.
But that speaking of all these vents, I like when John and Rick were on before when we started recording, they were talking about empty bottles and empty things that are empty in the
right. It's mostly kids. I will say spouse though, just because that could happen every now and again.
This was your first vent. Here's vent number
I would
one.
say
I love this.
And we've joked about this a couple times, but it happens too much. Is like, let's say you come home. Let's say you're jonesing for Oreos, right? So you're like, I know we have Oreos, right?
Oh.
You open it up, you see the Oreo thing. All right, let me get a big giant glass of milk. You get a big glass of milk. You go to the Oreos, and literally it's empty. So like someone took the last of the Oreos.
No.
And instead of throwing it away so that the world knows there are no Oreos, they leave it there. And this happens to you too.
This happens every week in my house with a different cookie or the premiums. The other day,
sometimes it's multiple things.
Yeah, it's a box that takes up good space in the pantry. It's like, what? At least throw the box away.
So you're too young because I don't think your daughter's stealing stuff right now, Paul.
No.
But Chris, did your kids do that?
Okay, that's such a big deal for me, especially there's shampoo.
Oh, yeah.
You can't tell there's shampoo in the bottle. So you're in the shower, you're doing your thing, and all of a sudden you go for the shampoo, and you can't get out, and I want to scream. That really.
But do you do? So I've been doing this over the years. Do you like unscrew it, put a little bit of water in, thinking that whatever last bit of residue?
Yeah, but that sucks because that's what they do, and you get the watery crap that has no soap in it, and you go, it comes out all over the place.
That's when I have to use my wife's.
So you do that. So you're to blame, you mother.
No, well, if I have to wash my hair and there's nothing in there, I feel like someone's already hosed me.
Yeah.
By the time it's the point where I'm adding water to it.
Okay.
But then I have to use like my wife's like fancy shampoo for coloring hair and stuff, and I have no idea.
That's where it goes. That's where it goes next. Is that then we all have the wife's expensive shampoo that we don't understand. We don't know where she gets it. We don't see a receipt. We don't want to know. Doesn't matter. Just it's what she's doing. And it's the cost of having a, wife who feels great. But you're right. Then you got to wonder, like, what's in this shit? It's like color protectant and all this. Is this like, am I going to come out looking orange by the time, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell?
I just feel like it's wasted on me. Because like, I don't need all that fancy stuff.
But some of it has no lather either. It's like all natural and there's no suds.
What's the?
Get the all natural out. That's got to go.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
I can't remember. There's like an ingredient that's in a lot of them, and I forget what it is.
Oh, you got me, buddy.
Yeah.
I had an uncle married in, divorced out. But anyway, he was an interesting guy. And he in college he became a pharmacist. So in college he had to do like some chemistry labs. He said the shampoos are like 99% the same. Like they're almost all, he said it's kind of like gas, whether you get Shell or Mobil, whatever. It's like, dude, it came off the same truck. It's the same shit. So I'm going to throw my dog if she doesn't shut up. I don't think I forget that.
I didn't hear it. Did you hear it? I didn't hear it.
Fucking dog.
Thought it was my dog. But my dog's here's a smaller dog, right?
Jesus Christ. I get a 6-pound Maltese Yorkie. Barks like she's a pack of wolves. But yeah, so the shampoo, it's like almost all the same. And in my head, I'm like, I don't know how much she pays for this, but like mine, I'll buy some bullshit brand like Tresemme or like some Aussie or
CVS.
something. And it lasts me, I'm going to go 12 months. I think I get
Yeah.
about
A
a year out of it.
bottle?
See, you're a woman. You can't believe it. Because your guys got you roped in on some multi-level marketing shit that you got to spend $85 every 3 weeks. I spend
the Tresemme,
$4.
you get a Stop and Shop for a bit.
Wait, you get it too? You get it too?
Oh my
Tresemme,
God.
baby.
Okay, hold on. The Red Sox hats and now the Tresemme. You
Now,
got
hold on,
are we both-
brothers.
You got more hair than me, buddy. So you're in good shape. But
I'm
I
at
still
the top
thought,
of the bottle. That's why I got to get my weight down.
I'll tell you this too. So I have kids that are 20, 23, and 27. And at my age, I realize you don't need a lot of shampoo. Like you don't need a lot of it, right?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
a little. My boys, I feel like they use like a quarter of the container to wash. And I'm like,
They do.
it's way too much.
that's because they're
And it
kids.
goes in a
Well,
second. Like, does your son use your shampoo at all?
No, he has his own bathroom downstairs.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know what the
I'm
hell.
saying
he
it's gone in a second.
John, we've talked about this similarly with toothpaste, and sound engineer Gary had agreed that there is a valuable skill in learning how little it takes to really get something done. Even though toothpaste, you're going to die with more than enough money to have been toothpaste rich your whole life. It doesn't matter. But for the sake of the efficiency that is being a man, we just,
Yes.
you want to know those commercials, big toothpaste, they make it seem like you got to put like a finger across the whole, but get the hell out of
it's
here with
too
that
much.
shit.
No,
Did
it's
you,
too much.
did you just call it big toothpaste?
Big toothpaste,
Big Pharma, big toothpaste. yeah.
big TP, BTP, they're coming in
it's
hot.
true.
No,
Those
you
sons
don't-
of bitches.
And the same thing with the, now, have you ever been this frugal? I mean, we can just say cheap. You ever like squeeze too much shampoo into your hand and enough that it
And you put it
pisses
back?
you off? Yeah, then you got to shake the shampoo back upright so you get air at the top. Squeeze it so you got a suction.
Exactly.
And then pull it.
And then, we've all done it, right? We've all.
Absolutely.
Can we add toilet paper to the things that the kids
Oh,
take?
no, that's another one too.
Because I want to throw this out there.
Yeah.
So not only do they use their own, they come in and steal mine and leave me empty. So I'll go in my bathroom. There's no toilet paper. And it's like, stop coming into my bathroom and taking my toilet paper. Get your own. Like you could easily just go in the closet and get your own. Why do you have to come in my bathroom
about that?
and take mine?
It is. That's
They do it all the time. In my
yeah.
house.
And that's not a fun thing
Oh
when
my
you need
God.
it.
They want it
No.
broken in. You know what I mean? They don't want to risk when you got to pull that first little piece. What if it stays stuck and then it goes around once? And that they want dads well broken in.
Would you ever take from your kids?
Oh yeah, yeah, shit, yeah,
Well,
Teach
there
them a
you go.
lesson.
yeah. I mean, well, the bathrooms.
You
are
all right?
closed.
I learned it from you.
Well, listen, it's fair play if they do it to me. But like I said, it's just as easy as just to go around to go in the closet and get it. So, but they do it all the time. And then like I'll text someone bring me up toilet paper now. You know, I'm gonna murder you. Like I get a little violent. Never happens. I never show violence. I'm a very
Shouldn't you-
passive.
hold on.
person.
Read about it one day.
I know. Before you start the process
What process?
of going to the bathroom,
Well, no, you
you
expect it
need
there
to
because it was there
assess
when I.
the situation.
No, I always think it's there because I know it was there when I. You know, the last time I was.
Oh, I don't trust.
John,
it at
I'm
all.
with you.
I
I'm
have
with
to
you.
look, and if it's, I'm not starting it
Yeah.
until I
No,
know
I'm a
that.
sucker. I'm like
sucker's-
Charlie Brown. I'm like I just think it's there, and then I let and then Lucy just put friggin' toilet paper away.
I look at it like a flight with the way they do pre-check. I do pre-check. I give
That's
it a
one
good,
of
you
the
know what I
things.
mean? Because,
Yep.
dude,
All right.
I'll tell you what the most awkward thing is, and this I've only come to realize this a couple years ago. You ever throw a party and you didn't pay attention to how much you had on the roll, but at some point you notice your roll is empty and no one said anything?
Oh,
They're
yes.
going through your
Yes, yes,
cabinets now.
yes.
Someone's walking around your party not fresh. Someone's not. There's no way they got to that dynamic balance of just the right amount of toilet paper for just the right amount of work. And they didn't want to be the one to say, hey, we got to get out of here a little sooner. I think I left the dog out. I got to.
See, I thought you were going to say your wife after the party goes, honey, what happened to all the bath towels? I don't know where they went.
Oh, you
And
got
it
nice
was the-
towels.
No, I'm just saying maybe they were using
Oh,
other
Jesus.
things to. Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
will
I'm
say
just thinking-
something really gross.
Uh-oh.
That happened to us. My kids had a party.
Yeah. And they had to take the like washcloths or towels or
No.
something.
Just imagine this. The curtain was wrinkled.
Oh, no. At that point, I would want to identify the person. Like, did you
100%.
ever figure out specifically
No.
who did it? Okay.
But I
Police
changed the
lineup.
curtains.
Police lineup. Turn out the lights in the living room and point
Yeah.
2 lamps at the wall. Everyone lines up and you look to see who cracks.
Well,
Any
you can probably
parent tries
tell
to
the
step
the
in.
look on the face.
Yes. Any parent tries to step in, you go, this is just as valuable for you as it is for me. We all need to know who this was.
Right. Because this will happen again. And so you want to make sure it doesn't happen in someone else's home.
You mean Jeffrey Dahmer will happen again? What kind of psycho? What kind of psycho is like, oh, I'm out of toilet paper. Maybe I'll just use your shower curtain.
Yeah, grab the. Oh, jeez.
Oh my
It wasn't the
God.
shower curtain.
No,
It was the curtains from the.
yeah.
Jeez.
The
Shower
wall, the
curtain with
curtain
shade.
from the
It
window.
was a nice, comfortable shit. Right.
Well, there is a little MacGyver there. There's a little MacGyver there, right? Like,
No.
No, that's
Plus-
no
Okay.
no way, no how is that a MacGyver?
No
use your
MacGyver.
sock. If you're a MacGyver, you take your sock off and use your sock. You don't
There
use
you
someone's
go.
curtains.
Yeah, and you
That's
go
good.
you go barefoot.
Right.
But also,
does that happen to you before? You kind of said that really
It
quick.
happened on the golf course once. Yeah.
you wiped your
I
ass with your sock?
I had to. It was either that or leaves.
Did you
I was
leave
in
the
the
other
first
sock
spot.
on? Or did you say, all right,
No, I took the other sock off.
Oh, okay,
I
got
wanted
it.
to be balanced.
Or,
I've never said that to anyone
was-
before, and I just told
and now
her
you
on your
just
show.
told all the world. Now, listen, if it was early in the round, you might want to keep the other sock just in case.
No, so-
Okay.
Yeah, you only need one batter's glove. You know what I mean? You only need same idea. You got to know which foot is your plant foot and
I
which
wasn't
foot's
I
golfing.
was young then. I
Was
wasn't
I-
prepared. Now
Oh, okay,
have
I wasn't
stuff.
golfing with you then.
That was good. No, I was
Okay,
a
good.
kid. I was
All
a
right,
kid when that happened.
Okay, that's good.
I also wonder though, the kid who went for the curtain, is he going to have like, has he set the bar too high now? Nothing's ever going to be as soft as a curtain. You know, like that's actually like a Sultan-esque level of self adoration. You know what I mean?
That's
like
luxury. That's luxury.
The good news was, which I didn't think, well, this is a whole other event, but when men go to the bathroom, they don't necessarily need toilet paper, right?
what?
Oh, that way.
Number one.
Number one.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
This was not number 2, but yet he must have washed or dried his hand and crinkled up because I can't imagine.
Oh, Chris, we were way
shit.
off on what we
Way off,
thought.
Chris.
I thought I was thinking skid mark.
Oh, no,
Whoa.
God, no. I would burn my house.
Chris, that's what we
Oh
all
my
thought.
God, Chris, Ricky never would have told people that he wiped his butt with a sock if we didn't think that's what happened in your situation.
We should do that. That was the Ricky Bobby slingshot method. That's what that was. We just drew that out of him on false premise.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I was going to ask the question when we thought it was what it was before. Do you think that person goes around and tells the world, you'll never like believe what I did one time at a party? But it doesn't sound like it was that big of a deal then if he was just.
I wash my hands on Johnny's curtains all the time when I go to the bathroom. I did it.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
God. Yeah, I
So we
can't get
misread
past
that
what we
one.
all thought.
We
We
misread
did.
that one.
We did.
We got some good material out of it. though.
Oh my
I thought it was
God.
pretty good.
We got
That is
mileage
right.
on that.
I have one more to further that point. This also really gets me mad.
You never read curtains?
No.
It was a lie.
Those aren't curtains.
When you open the refrigerator, like, oh, there's orange juice or there's like a Diet Coke. And there's like this much
Yeah.
in the bottle.
Yeah.
Really? Either drink it, pour it out, but don't put it back in the
Don't
refrigerator.
throw it away.
Well, do you think it's because the person was so lazy, but they wanted to justify that they weren't going to throw it out?
Right.
So they're like, there's a little bit left.
But if it's
I didn't want to
something
waste
like,
it.
if it's like orange juice, like Tropicana, where you can't see what's
Yeah.
in there,
Right.
so like you don't know what's there. That sucks. I mean, if you see what's in there, you're okay.
Yeah.
But that
That
my
The other
son,
one's
my
sick.
son does that with milk.
Well, and that's what stinks too. So when it's the milk, right? If it's in like the carton that you can't see,
Yeah.
right? So let's say it's late at night. I haven't eaten yet. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. There's nothing I can eat. Yeah, I'll have cereal, right? So you go get the cereal.
Oh.
You're so fired up for it, right? You pour the cereal in the bowl. Then you go. And literally, if there's no milk, the game is over.
exactly.
Right? I'm pouring the cereal back into the box while
Yeah.
I'm crying. And then I'm like, I'm not even going to eat. Like I said, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Like that's
What
brutal.
about
Before we
when you
keep-
pour the bowl of cereal and then you dump the milk, not knowing it's not going to be enough to cover?
Oh, that's horrible.
And so now you can't put the cereal back because
Yep.
it's all a little bit wet, but you just got some mouth tearing bowl of Cheerios. Do you add the water or do you
I
scoop
don't-
off
I
the
don't
dry?
think you can do
I don't
that.
think you can
No.
do that. I was going to say that. I don't think you can
Nobody
put
adds
water.
water, Paul.
Yeah.
But so instead you just scoop off the dry and just try to get a decent mix on the 5 bites of it. Like, what do you do? I think I've added water.
I think there's a point of no return. Like there's enough where you can salvage a little bit,
Yeah.
but if it's less than that, it's just ruined.
What's the cereal? Why can't you just eat it dry?
And Gary's saying he's even like milk.
What are you, nuts?
Wait, what?
Why not?
What is the
Like
cereal?
Cocoa
He wants
Puffs.
to have dry cereal.
Why not? My kids eat Cheerios like it's going out of style.
Oh,
like
to
a
me,
snack.
milk is
A key.
just an important part.
Yeah,
No,
milk is
I know
key.
you want. I know you want the milk.
Yeah.
Johnny and I had a debate about Oreos. I have like ice water with my Oreos.
Jesus
And he said,
Christ.
you can't
What?
do that.
Thank you,
you have
Paul.
to have milk.
Thank you,
I-
Paul.
What
That's
the hell?
insanity.
I don't-
That's
I
insanity.
don't drink milk anymore. I threw up. I don't know. I don't
Old
like
shit
milk.
socks over here is eating Oreo with water. What the-
Makes no sense.
That makes
Same
no
Oreos.
sense.
I don't drink milk.
That's like
I mean-
peanut butter and
I
sour
know.
cream.
No jelly.
It doesn't
Doesn't
mix.
work. Although I will have peanut butter on its own because it's so good.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't drink milk.
Wow.
But
You got
wait,
the sugar.
No, no,
Rick,
you didn't. No, you said you sometimes have milk.
I never have milk.
I
what?
thought you said sometimes.
Never.
Rick, you can have like
So what do you do
coconut
with
milk
your cereal?
or oat milk.
Nope.
Wait,
I don't
so
drink
how-
any
how-
of it. I don't drink any substitutions either. I don't drink it. I mean,
So-
there's almond milk in my
Wait, so you
house.
put water in your cereal? I never knew this.
No, I actually, you know what? You're right. I do put milk. I haven't had cereal
Okay.
like that in a while though.
Yeah, because I was
That's
like, wait, I
the
thought you
only
ate
thing
cereal.
that I have.
Ooh.
milk with.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I'm, but I'm just saying, like normally, I just drink.
Do you
I
not
drink a
like
ton
the
of
taste
water.
of
That's
it,
all
or
I
you
drink is
just
water.
don't think it's what? You don't like the taste anymore?
I don't. I'm not into milk. I
Oh my
stopped
god.
drinking when I was like 20.
Okay.
It is.
so I
It is
drink it with
weird.
water.
Like, I mean, when I was a kid in the summertime, there was a time where you could have like a cold glass of milk, and just because it's cold and
Yeah.
wet, like it'll work. But like, yeah, later on, it does seem strange. Even like those got milk commercials kind of lessened my interest. Like the little milk mustache or what was in the glass. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It's kind of nasty.
Like I wouldn't just
actually.
grab milk for a drink. I get it, like with the Oreos or something chocolatey. You want the milk. I get it, but I don't drink it.
So you can Google this, I think. I want to say that as adults, like 70% of people are on some level lactose intolerant. Like it might be
I am.
very small,
Sure.
but I think so. It's not really good for you as you get older.
Yeah.
But man, I like the taste. Of
I
it.
know.
Oh,
Oh, when I was in
So you
high
like the
school
taste
lifting
of milk?
weights and stuff, people would be like, "Oh, why would you drink milk? Milk is to make a baby cow." And I'm like, "You mean a bull? You mean a friggin' bull? You know what I spend at GNC? I can have fucking bull juice? Are you shitting me? Yeah, I'll get that at Demula's Market Basket right now
Yeah,
for $2.89
yeah.
a gallon instead of $80 a month on some Russian Bear 5000 powder. Yeah, of course I will. But that you didn't sell against, you sold 4. Plus, I could add
Exactly.
chocolate, and it's delicious. Like, yeah,
yes. Yep. Yeah.
I still like milk in my Cocoa Puffs. They makes like chocolatey milk.
Of course.
That was great.
Well, that's another question.
But I
Do you
was
like,
like,
do you
I
like
haven't had
chocolate
it.
milk?
I drink that over milk. If you said you have to drink one of the two, I'd go chocolate milk.
sure.
Yeah.
You gotta like chocolate milk.
Yeah,
You
I
can't not
like it.
like
I don't. But I don't.
Chocolate
I don't,
shake?
I just don't
Chocolate
drink it.
shake?
Yeah, I'll have a shake once in a while.
All right.
I'll do a
I'll
shake
work
right
on them.
now.
All right.
I can
I'll
do
You know
work
what
on
I had? So we have Cookie Monster here. It's a it's a place
Cookie?
that- well, no, I'm telling them.
Oh,
we have
yeah,
a place. It's called Cookie Monster. Like obviously after Fenway, right? The Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
The
They
green
make their
Monster?
own. Be quiet. So anyway, I had a shake. It was a crushed up chocolate chip cookie, like one of those big, just made in a chocolate shake, and it was probably the best thing I ever had. So
I feel like that's milk.
there's milk involved there, so
It's
I have
milk
to give you that.
based.
Wait, so the
I did
name of
take
the
a gummy
place
right
is
before.
Cookie Monster? It's like a cookie shop, like a bakery. It's called
Yeah.
Cookie Monster.
No, they call it. Isn't Monsta?
It's Monster, like how we would say.
They do
That's-
like New
that's how
England
I
ish.
say it. Yeah, right.
Monsta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But it's Cookie Monster, and it's local, but it's
good.
They do very well. Like
That sounds
Wait, it's
I feel like
it's Monster or Monster?
it's Monster. No, it sounds like I say it.
TAH. Like they're doing it purposely for the New England flair. Monsta.
But it's
Lobster.
really Monster.
Lobster,
Yeah, because-
Right.
Hockey cat.
pissa.
Yeah, you guys
Right.
don't know how to say your R's. That's the problem.
He does. I don't. I mean, I can. I can turn it on and off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, closer to the city, I think. Right. So you grew up closer to the city.
Right.
That's the deal.
Yeah,
So.
you know what? But we don't need the R's. You know, 2 H's is nice.
No.
It kind of lets you know where you are. Lets people know if you're local. You know what I mean? Like it's
True.
I kind of like
So
I'm not
true.
for all accents. Some accents are pretty slack jaw, but the New England I think is because actually, if you listen for it, you know where we lost the R? The Brits. If you listen to a good British accent, like in a movie, they don't use their R's either. That's where it fell off, was coming over the boat.
Okay.
I'll need an
Sometimes I have to-
example.
Well, any British movie. Try to watch Snatch without subtitles and tell me what language.
I was just going to say, I love Guy Ritchie, and I watch those movies with subtitles. They're fast too. They talk really fast, but you can't understand what they're saying.
Dude, they have no
They
idea.
have a British accent. Like,
I'm trying to imitate
to the car.
Yeah.
Car. Right. He drove a car today.
That's
Yeah.
not
There's no R
bad.
there.
That's not bad.
There's no R.
Paul,
Yeah.
did you see Mobland yet?
Oh,
I have not. You're
I'm
the
gonna
second
start.
person to bring it up. Or was
you
that us
get-
talking last time we connected? I got to see Mobland. Someone else told me.
Yeah, put that on the list. It's pretty good.
That's Pierce
That might be
Brosnan.
Chris, did you? Yeah, he's great. He's not like you're usually seeing him either. He's not.
You talk about Brosnan?
Yeah. He's like an Irish, crazy mobster.
Wasn't he in a movie recently where he played some guy that was kind of violent
I'm not sure
like that?
but I can't
Okay.
recommend that enough to you.
100%. I just wrote it down.
Gary, if you're out there, Gary.
That could be a good segue for the next rant.
What do we
oh
got?
yeah.
Oh, Vent. Sorry, next vent. Next vent.
Next vent.
Oh, yeah.
Same idea.
Go, John.
Well-
Go, Rick.
No, it's
It's-
Ricky's
I mean,
vent
it's
because
not-
Ricky's the guy who
To be honest
watches
with you,
streaming.
no, but the Oreo one was our event too.
Yeah.
But no, I hate when you're watching a show. So there's more things that I don't like that we can vent about. But if a show takes too long, if they stop
In between seasons.
in between seasons in August, and they don't come back till
Oh,
like December of the following year, so they're gone for a year and a half, or they're gone. It's just and they leave you sometimes with like a cliffhanger. What was the one that was just on Apple TV that just came back? And they lost me. Anyway
with The
because of-
Office? With
Severance?
Yeah, Severance. Yeah, Severance.
Yeah.
They went off for like a year and a half, and like there was a huge cliffhanger at the end. There was a big reveal,
Yeah.
and then they were gone. And like they kind of lost me. I you know
Kinda.
what I mean? Yeah, well, they definitely lost me. But
Wasn't
had no
Stranger
idea.
Things 3 years?
Stranger Things, that those
Or
kids,
something?
those kids are going to be in their 30s
Yeah.
by the time that show
yeah, that
airs.
took a while. That one.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
11,
Severance
that
lost.
girl- Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say Severance lost me 100%. I had no idea what the show even was, and I watched season 1 and was like, "Oh, I like weird, bizarre, sci-fi, like question reality kind of thing. Cool." And then by the time they came back, I'm like, I would have to watch season 1 all over again. Not that
Did you
90
did
second.
you try the first episode when it came on at all?
On
Or you
season
just
2?
like it's yeah.
No, I didn't. I was terrified. I was
Is
like,
that the way you
Because I'm
kept
like
falling
you.
asleep?
Well, no, I tried it. It lost me. Then I came back. I was like, all right, let me watch it. And I felt like you did. I was like, oh Jesus, do I have to rewatch? I don't even know what the hell's going on. It was
Yeah.
so long, and it sucked because I liked the show. I agree with you. It was different, and I enjoyed it.
But I think the vent is not only having to wait a long time for a streaming show, but just the commitment that we make to streaming shows. And like what was the one that we watched with J.K. Simmons?
you
got it there.
Something
Something about the stars or something like that.
I don't know.
It's on here.
I don't know.
Hold on, guys.
Fallen Skies, not
so-
Fallen Skies. It was something.
Yeah, did you remember that one?
Skies. I don't know. It was only one.
It was
season.
called Night Sky, right?
Okay.
And it had a lot of promise. It was
J.K.
about
Simmons, I know what that is. Sorry, yeah.
yeah.
He's great.
And so it was like the guy's in the middle of nowhere, like him and his wife, and I think it was his wife starting to have dementia or something like that. And then you find out there's some thing that he found like decades earlier that was like a portal to other places. It was really funky, right? And so I tell Ricky, I'm like, you got to start watching this. And it was one of the ones that was like released every week. So I'm like, you got to get caught up in this thing. So Ricky's like, I don't know. It's a little weird. I'm like, just do it.
I watch a lot of stuff.
So
weird doesn't bother
he
me.
gets into it. We watch the whole thing. There's this cliffhanger at the end, and it didn't get renewed.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's
So now I feel like a schmuck. Like I've wasted his time telling him to watch this thing,
Yeah.
and it was never renewed.
Well,
some
I-
things
brutal.
have good audiences too, and they still don't get renewed. Netflix had
Well,
something that
Sissy
was really
Spacek
good.
was in there too. So there was like 2 big stars in that thing.
So
right?
how do you feel when a show you're into doesn't get renewed? Do you feel like, oh man, I'm a dork because I was into a show no one cared about? Or do you go, the world can't keep up. This was for a niche pro like me, and they're
Yeah.
just like
That's like Arrested Development. Remember that?
yeah,
Yes.
I love that
Soft.
show.
yes.
And that was like that's one of my favorite
Yeah, me
shows. It was
too.
awesome, right? And so what happened? They didn't have a big following or something,
For
so
like
there
8
was
years.
network TV, right? Yeah, they went away for a long time, and it was okay when it came back.
But it was a different format, right? So the format was they kept doing the same scene over and over again with a different person's perspective. That just got really
Oh.
that got confusing to me.
Yeah, well, they were just following one.
But
character.
they were so to everyone on that show was talented.
That was phenomenal, and it was a great show. And I feel like you that like it had a humor that you had to get, and like I thought it was really intelligent. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But like maybe people didn't get it, so they canceled it. And I'm glad that came back though. That was one that even though it came back, I watched it because I loved it.
So funny.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Did you guys ever see there was it wasn't that great, but I did like it enough that I was bummed it didn't come back. There was a show, it was about a cult. There was a show, it wasn't, it was a scripted, but it was Aaron Paul.
Not a comedy. Not a comedy.
Not a comedy. It was Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad and Michelle Monaghan.
Oh.
And they were in this cult. There was some kid named Hawk on the show, and I don't remember. I don't even remember the name of the show, but it was interesting. You got roped into this cult, and you could see how the hierarchy of the cult worked, and like how the cult leader was pretty elusive, so no one really knew. Like it was enough. We kind of made fun of it a little bit, but we were mostly into it. And then I think there were 2 seasons, so you're invested. And then just no season 3, and you're like, what am I, a loser?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Did you
it.
know was it new and you watched it for 2 seasons, or did you was it filmed years ago?
No, you're right. Yeah. No, so I was caught up in real time. Like we were watching it on Hulu, maybe like an FX series. I could probably look it up. But I didn't care that much, but I was annoyed because I'm like, no,
you
I'm
want to
2
know what
seasons
happens.
invested.
I mean, it's.
This stinks because I should remember this, but I think there was one show where like the fans loved it, but Netflix was like, nope. Like for whatever reason, Netflix had their reason why they didn't want.
I forget what the show was.
Right? And everyone's like, "What do you mean you're not renewing it?" And they're like, "I don't know, whatever their formula was for not making enough money." Or something.
I think a lot of people watch it from the beginning, but I guess however they,
or maybe if it's too expensive, they didn't want to do it. Part of it is the expense. Yeah. The other thing is, it's funny. Ricky brought up, on one of our earlier shows, we brought up, would you rather the show that they release everything right out the gate, or the one where you have to wait weekly?
I want to binge.
He wants to binge it, and I said I want to wait weekly. But here's the one reason for the binge: if they release everything, right, that means someone's going to watch the whole thing, and you're going to know before you start if the whole thing's awesome. As opposed to if they release it every week. So one of them was Desert High. Do you remember that with like Patricia Arquette? It was so promising, but they would release it once a week. And I think, I forget, Dylan was in it. Matt Dillon was in it. And it was kind of, it was mostly a comedy. She was kind of addicted to drugs a little bit or whatever. And so I started watching. I'm like, oh my God, I think this is a really good show. And then like every week I was like, slightly more disappointed until the end, and then it didn't get renewed, but I was like, it shouldn't have gotten renewed. It sucked. But like that's because I had to wait. But if they had released everything, the world would have said, don't waste your time. So that's the one good thing about the binge watch thing. I think
I feel the exact same way, and I don't know how many people will agree on the crash descent that is White Lotus.
Oh, really?
Shit on shit.
Are you talking about season 3 or like from 1 to 3 you thought it got worse?
It's gotten worse by season, but also this last season, in my opinion, was such a dry ride. It was just a hand over the pants hand job of nothing. And it was, if I could have done it in one afternoon, then I could be like, I kind of wish I'd done. But it was the suspense that I kept having faith from prior seasons that I was like, it's going to come around because it's got that.
You're waiting for something to happen.
Yeah. It's such a fun premise. And they never get into like the real haunt or the voodoo. And you hear that sound and you're like, oh, the voodoo is going to get him. And then you're just like, next week.
It was horrible.
Next week.
Michelle Monaghan was in that. I kept saying to my wife, when's something going to happen with this
That
crew?
was such a wasted story, right?
What's going on?
Then I think you thought they were going to bring it in because the woman knew that the Russian guys were the ones that like robbed the thing.
Yes.
They never resolved that at all. Like, it was, made no sense.
I liked it when it started though. I thought the first season was good. It was,
the first season, you're like, all right. But even then I'm like, I liked it enough to be a fan of White Lotus, but
Right, yeah.
I was like, I
It's
just
so
wanted
slow.
more voodoo and just give me a little more. I'm looking for like the Shining hotel experience, and it's
Red Rum.
Yeah.
Did they renew that for season 4? Like, did they already say that this
I'm
is season 4?
sure it's. You know what it is? You know what the real problem is? You know why I will renew? Because they think this is an insult to the audience. They think all they have to do is show us some middle-aged women screwing some towel boys, and then we're all like, whoa, sex? No way. Sex? What's that? On TV? You're so crazy. Thank God I have HBO where they don't care about rules. And what the fuck? It's just like 3 middle-aged women in a pool one time with some guys who did drugs in Thailand. Get the fuck
Yeah,
out
that
of
wasn't
here.
that didn't work.
So Paul, you know what was incredible is so my wife was getting into the different theories, right? And I think the most interesting one was the guy who the SEC was coming down and like he was going to lose all his money.
Yeah.
But do you know how many? There were millions of theories. Like people on social media would go into all of this detail about why they knew this was going to happen because in the opening scene this happened and on the and at the end of the day none of them were right. It's like how many people put so much time into this show and it was useless. They wasted their time.
The only one who would have won the bet, and the bet would have been 1-1. You wouldn't have made $1 on it. Is this going to be a whole lot more hype than it turns out to give you? That's the only one from the start, dude. The dad ground up the poison in the blender, hands it to the family, and I'm like, finally paid dirt. This family's going down.
Someone's going. Yeah. You know, it's the kid.
Save one to tell the story like the Indians would do. You know what I mean? Like, get into some shit here. And then he swats it away. I'm like, you know what? This show has no balls. It has
Walton Goggins is good too. He's a good actor.
So this is funny. So that scene is playing out, right? And so it was my wife and I and my 23-year-old daughter. We're the ones that got into it, right? And so you're starting to see the thing play out, right? And they want you to think, yeah, the one kid that could care less about money, he's the one that's going to die.
I'm fine with that.
My wife and I, when we started getting really pissed, my daughter, unbeknownst to us, went to the internet. And then, like, as I'm swearing, she goes, Daddy doesn't die. And I'm like, what?
Oh,
She's like, he doesn't die.
Yeah, you have to watch out for the spoilers, and that's part of what you guys were saying.
I just ruin it? Enough people have seen it,
right? Chris, sorry if you haven't watched.
I haven't watched, but that's okay.
You haven't? You've never watched it, Chris? You've never watched any season of it?
No.
Oh.
You know,
we're
here's
sparing
the
you the
problem with
season number
all
3.
of this stuff. I'm with Rick in terms of binge watching because once I get started, but I don't like that idea, and I'll tell you why. I feel like FOMO, fear of missing out. If I don't watch, if I'm behind people at work that have seen everything and I'm behind, I get anxiety. Whereas if something is on once a week, we're all in this together, right? We can all discuss. Do
you think like the world of the sitcom is just like, will it ever, like, it's gone, right?
It's
just
gone.
Everything's streaming now.
I think
that's
so.
kind of
I think
a bummer.
legacy TV is gone.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
I know.
What did you guys think of Always Sunny, though? Did you think they did pretty well?
Yeah.
I probably did not watch it a lot, but every time I did, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Like, good show, right? That's probably one that I should.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Would you consider that?
Oh, I love that.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
That was phenomenal. Like
that might be, I mean, that's similar-ish, right? To something like that. But
yeah, it's like a Seinfeld, like kind of like a Top Shelf Seinfeld, a little more adultish. That's where you get into that HBO. We can swear. There's no FCC.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was Sunny on network TV though? Was that a Fox?
FX.
It's like
FX.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit.
It's still on. I mean, they have like how many seasons of that?
14 or some crazy.
Is it still on now?
I don't know, but they're in the teens. I mean, I watched a lot at the beginning.
How about What We Do in the Shadows? Did you ever see that?
Oh, that's good.
I told Ricky, you got to watch this. So it's Jermaine Clement. Like the what was the?
We're not ranting.
No, venting.
I mean, we're not venting.
Here's my vote for probably the last good kind of sitcom was Modern Family.
I've only seen a few episodes, but it was better than I thought.
Oh my God. Chris, did you watch Modern Family?
I did. I wasn't.
You didn't like it?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that show.
That's like a comfort show for our family. We used to watch
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
together.
Ty Burrell just cracks me up. Ricky thinks that I am Ty Burrell.
Yeah, he's if he
Oh, the dad?
That's funny.
Yeah.
he's the dad.
He was
Phil
great.
Dunphy.
He's Phil Dunphy. But Cam's really awesome character.
Yeah.
The
I just
brother-in-law.
think, I just think it's funny. Like
Well,
that
the
was-
lineup was unreal. You got Al Bundy married to
Yeah.
Sofia Vergara, which is just
Yeah.
awesome. That shit, you can't even focus. You're just imagining this couple happening, and you're like, Al Bundy did it again. You know what I mean? Like, how did you
That's
keep
right.
winning? And then you got who else? The other wife is
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was in
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
And you remember that one fantasy scene where she comes out in the bustier and she's got
Yeah.
two
The
pitchers
beers.
of beer and like a midget's throwing gold coins and shit. And you're like, oh, fuck, yeah. Yeah,
her
that's a
name.
child. I'm 13 years
Yeah.
old, imagining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
good crew. And then they made some, new actors that became famous because of it. So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
There was all the characters are good. That's what's good about that show. Like the character development.
Yep.
You identify with all. Like
I don't think I ever watched the last show. I'll do that sometimes. If I get really hooked on something, I don't want, like, I never watched the last Schitt's Creek
Me too.
because I'm like, if I don't watch it, it never ended.
Dude,
I think you
I
guys-
watched the whole Jordan series, The Last Dance. But you know what I didn't do? The last episode of The Last Dance. I'm like, no, because Jordan's still playing. It's still 94. Everything's
Yeah, don't
fine.
end it. Yeah, don't end it.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, we got to
Oh, yeah.
close out.
Go ahead, Paul. You do it.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I got to string together some numbers. You guys, if you listen to our show and you like us, or if you don't, we don't care. We just want emotion. That's all we give a shit about. We're polar people. So just tell us how you feel. Vent to us about us. It's the easiest vent ever. We're thick skin. Give us a call, 818. We're doing the phone number now.
570.
Tune in, listen, 818-570-2535. You can voicemail, you can text. We may pick up and talk to you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not. We're a little cooler than that. We're not awesome, but we're a little cooler than actually answering. Shout out, we want to know. And again, you can win a Ventthis hat by giving us an awesome vent and letting us know your name. For Christ's sake, no one
Yeah.
ever does it. But let us know your name and where you're from. And we'll talk
take
to
it
you.
from there.
That's what's going on.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Take care.
Take
We'll
care.
see you soon, hopefully.
Absolutely. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.